There was once a boy named Ion, born in a small village, where the nights felt longer than the days and dreams were smaller than the houses people lived in. Ion wasn't born into wealth, talent, or opportunity. Instead, he was born into darkness, a darkness that surrounded him like a shadow he never asked for. His father was often ill, unable to work, and his mother cleaned houses just to bring a little food to the table. Ion grew up listening to one sentence again and again. Ion, boys like you don't become successful. Accept your fate. But Ion wasn't ready to accept anything. Not yet. Every morning Ion woke up before the sun, walked miles to the village school barefoot, and sat in a broken classroom with walls that crumbled like his hopes. He wanted to study, to learn, to change his life. But there was one problem. He was always behind. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't catch up. Other children laughed at him. You're too slow. You'll never pass. You're wasting time. You're just nothing. These words hurt more than any wound. Ion returned home every day with dreams smaller than the day before. Yet something inside him refused to die. A small spark, a tiny flame, a voice whispering, not yet. Try again. One cold winter evening, as Ion sat outside his house, trying to understand a torn book page, an old man walked by. He was the village's retired teacher, known to be wise and strict. The old man saw Ion struggling in the dim moonlight. "What are you doing in the dark, boy?" Ion whispered, trying to learn. "But I don't understand anything." The old man looked at him carefully, not with pity, but with recognition. He sat beside Ion and said, "Darkness never stops a person who carries light inside. You have that light, but you must protect it." Ion's eyes widened. No one had ever told him he had anything good inside. The old man continued, "Come to my house every evening. I will teach you not because you are smart, but because you are willing." That night, Ion felt something he hadn't felt in years, hope. Every evening, after helping his mother with chores, Ion went to the old man's house. The lessons were not easy. Sometimes he failed. Sometimes he cried. Sometimes he wanted to give up. But every single time he stumbled, the old man repeated, "Ion, darkness will test you. Light will reward you. Don't stop walking." Slowly, Ion learned more than textbooks. He learned discipline, patience, courage, faith. He stopped being afraid of failure because he had already lived through worse. Months passed. Then one day, the school announced a scholarship exam. One student would be given a chance to study in the city. Everyone laughed when they saw Ion's name on the list. "You think you can compete with us? You can't even afford shoes. Don't embarrass yourself." Ion didn't answer. He just remembered the old man's words. Walk toward the light, even if everyone else prefers darkness. The exam day came. Ion wrote every answer with shaking hands, but a steady heart. A week later, the results were announced. Ion had ranked first. The entire school went silent. The same children who laughed at him now looked at him with disbelief. Ion had stepped out of the darkness. He moved to the city. He studied harder than anyone. He worked part-time jobs to support himself. He slept less, sacrificed more, and fought through loneliness, failures, and pressure. But he never stopped, because now he knew light is not a destination, it is a journey, and he was on it. Years passed, and the boy who once studied under the moonlight became a successful engineer, known for his honesty and hard work. One day, he returned to his village, not as the poor boy everyone mocked, but as the man everyone respected. He went straight to the old teacher's house. The old man, now weak and frail, smiled when he saw Ion. "You walked from darkness to light, my boy." Ion held his teacher's hand and said, "You were the light that showed me the way." The teacher shook his head. "No, you were always the light. I only wiped the dust so you could shine." Ion gathered the village children and said, "I wasn't born special. I wasn't born talented. I just didn't stop walking. If I can reach the light, so can you." And that became his message to the world. Darkness is only dangerous when you decide to stay there. Move, try, fail, rise, walk until you reach your light. No one is born with success, but everyone is born with a spark. Protect it, grow it, walk toward the light, and one day, the darkness will bow to you.